Hey, everybody, welcome to another edition of NasCard Radio. This is episode 157 of NasCard Radio. I'm your
Wow.
pal Val, and with me is the man, the myth, the legend, PSA, and White Castle Hall of Famer, Logan. How are you?
I'm feeling side drafted tonight.
I bet you are.
Yeah.
We've got a great show for everybody today. We have the racing recap, got lots of news, and cool King's Court,
Yeah.
and we're gonna talk about. I think we've talked about it before, or some of our references. We use Maxx Faxx, and we're gonna just kind of go into that a little bit and show you a few issues of that. So it's a great resource. I've got some up on one of the websites, so you can check it out. But um, and then whatever else, you know.
Yeah. So, I'm thinking, with the Max Facts, what are the odds of Max and Fax rhyming? Wow. Go
ma-
figure.
Yeah. Well, they changed the name a few times, so but we don't throw all those prizes out there. So anyway, let's get to some of the housekeeping. Again, this is NASCAR Radio, where trading cards and racing meet. And also want to thank our sponsor, Panini America. Big shout out to them. And
Right.
speaking of shout outs, shout out to Kyle Katz, Michelle Wines, and Tim Mozzie for the YouTube comments. We read them, so please leave them. And again, I guess it's a good time. Very sorry about last week's episode with the echo. I was going out of town, and not to bore you with all the details and excuses, but we'll try to do better. So
What are you talking about?
stop it. Oh my, yeah. Okay. All right, man. You totally blow me up. I swear. That's like trying to keep track of the show, where we are, everything else, and then dealing with you too. Anyway, but don't ever change. So let's go to racing recap. Not a lot of races last week. Truck Crashman Truck Series, they were off, and let's see, they are racing this week. It's going to be race number 18. That's going to be the Clean Harbors 175 at the Milwaukee Mile. And that's Sunday, August 27th at 4 p.m. That's a Sunday race. Over in Xfinity Series, that was race number 23, and that was the Shriners Children's 200. That was Saturday, August 19th at Watkins Glen International. Sam Merritt was our winner. Highest finish rookie was Chandler Smith at position 8.
That was an exciting race, especially the end. I was watching it and I tweeted out before the last restart. I said, Ty freaking Gibbs is fixing to get punted out of the way, and sure enough, Sam Mayer just plowed him right in the side and knocked him right out.
He
Uh,
sure did, man. Yeah, Ty got a few jabs in there after in the interview, but
yeah, but he took it well. I'll give him that. He wasn't going over there and trying to give Sam Mayer another black eye or anything like that.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that he's learned his lesson and has matured quite a bit here the last year and a half or whatever. So yeah, I guess earlier last year he might have gotten into it, but he's matured. So
Yeah, there's a lot of eyes on him, but he's not skipping ahead the cup, but he's keeping a very low profile and just going out there and doing his job, and I commend him for that.
exactly. But we talked about Sam Mayer the other day. His cards, and you'll find them in 2020 Donruss card number 18, rated rookie. I don't think I have it up there. Also, he's in the 2020 Donruss Optic. I'm gonna have to upgrade the slide here. He keeps on winning. I need to put some more his cards out there. So Optic signatures, and then 2020 Panini Chronicles. So when you're looking for those Ty Gibb rookies in 2020 Chronicles, keep an eye out for those Sam Mayer. So he's in the score autographs, Spectra in 2020 Chronicles, and then in Prism, he only has signing sessions, no base Prism for him. And then also 2020 Panini National Treasures, social signatures, and treasured debut.
Yeah, he's letting everybody know his car number 1 there. That's pretty cool though. We like Sam Mayer on the show. I hated that it came down to being between him and Ty freaking Gibbs because I kind of wanted Ty Gibbs to win. He had dominated the whole race, and then literally on that last restart he got punted out of the way. I think he finished 17th. But congrats to Sam Mayer. Like I said, I've had personal interactions with him. He's really a nice kid, and I'm proud for him for winning his second race.
Exactly. He's got a decent auto, and him and Ty have a little bit of blood there in ARCA, racing in ARCA, so they know each other.
Yeah, it's kind of spilled over into the other series for sure.
Well, a little of that is good.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's, I don't know, too dry.
Agreed. Yeah, I want to see a little bit of, rivalries and things like that. I think that makes for good racing. Because I remember back in the day, Rusty Wallace and Dale Earnhardt Sr. were rivals for a while. Then
With the
Jeff
water
Gordon.
bottle.
Yeah. So that's always good. I think that's always good for the sport.
Yeah, light dose is not too crazy. Highest finish rookie, Chandler Smith. You'll find his cards in 2021 Dunruss, only with the Signature Series. 2021 Panini Chronicles, in the Chronicles series, Chronicle autographs, Obsidian, score autographs, select autographs, and Spectra. Also, 2021 Panini National Treasures and 2021 Panini Prism has a base card there with all the parallels. And there are signing sessions. Now, my notes show redemption. So I think Chandler Smith was, I don't think it was a redemption. I think it was the Panini points, maybe. So they might be a little tougher than meets the eye. So
Yeah, I think they were Panini points. I think you're right.
yeah, and I think that happens when they don't come back in time and they don't get redemptions, but then they just put them up on the Panini points. So
Yeah, speaking of that, we haven't seen any Panini points uh, for racing in a while, so hopefully they'll have one soon because I've stocked up and saved on my Panini points.
yeah, I need to go out and get some. I have not looked at the Panini points redemptions out there. So all right, moving on. Next race is going to be race number 24, and that's going to be the Wawa 250, and that's going to be at Daytona International Speedway. That's going to be Friday, August 25th at 7:30 p.m. All right, Friday night race.
You said Wawa.
That's what I said.
So I said you said Wawa.
Wawa,
Wawa.
Wawa 250. You like Wawas?
We don't have Wawas around here.
Okay.
Now we have Wawa as in water, but not Wawa as in convenience stores
All right. Yeah. It's
or
like
gas stations.
QT. Yeah. Let's see. Notables. Let's see. 3 races left until the playoff. Kansas Speedway is going to be the last race before the playoff. So Austin Hill is, with 4 wins, is our regular season champion leader. I don't understand how but John Hunter Nemechek has 5 wins, but it's all math.
Yeah, ciphering.
Exactly. Parker Kligerman and Brandon Jones are, well, Brandon Jones, I think he's going to have to win. Parker Kligerman's -3 right there. So, or with Riley Hurst, Sheldon Creed, Yeah, it looks like Riley Hurst is +3 and Parker Kligerman is -3. So unless something catastrophic happens to the other guys, they'll make the playoffs. So we'll talk about that more. I guess next episode we'll dig more into the playoffs, who's going to be in, who's going to be out, who we think is going to win. So, but moving over to the Cup race, that was race number 25, and that was the Go Bowling at the Glen. That was Sunday, August 20th at Watkins Glen International. William Byron was our winner, and Ty Gibbs, highest finished rookie, position 5. So the Xfinity Series helped him precursor there for Sunday.
Oh, no, no doubt. But that race was, I called it the go boring at the Glen because couldn't pass wherever you started on the restarts, which there was only just like one, I think, for that Chase Elliott running out of gas. That's where you were. I mean, nobody passed anybody. So if you had track position, you were going to win. I mean, William Byron just happened to be the car out front because nobody
Yeah,
could pass.
no cautions and just kind of, you're right. Go boring.
Yeah, I was kind of like,
Me. But man, Byron, I'm telling you, 5 wins, the most wins this season so far. Truex has
mm-hmm.
got 3.
Yeah, it's a
With Kyle.
career year
So
for him, for sure.
telling you, I don't know what it is about, and I know how you feel about Hendrick, but you had like dominant year with Chase, a dominant year with Larson. That looks like a dominant year with Byron. So maybe he's due. We'll see. See how he does in these next few.
Well, I'm hoping that they're washing that golden horseshoe before they give it to the next guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they take it anyway.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, so William Byron, his cards. We have talked about him a few times, but one of the reasons I love 2016 certified is because it's one of the only ones 2016 that has a base card of William Byron and Panini certified with the different parallels with the mirror. On the right hand side, the mirror red, mirror orange. You have the base in the middle. He does have Panini certified potential signatures, Panini Torque 2016 driver scripts only, and 2016 Panini Prism driver signatures there only as well. So only base card 2016 Panini certified for young William Byron.
So the photographer's going, okay, William, put your hands on your hips. Now turn to the left, turn to the right. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's going to be good cards. Yeah, I like that. So.
Yeah, you look at the torque script there on the left is like, okay, turn to the left, click.
Yep.
I can't remember what the Prism looks like. I think Prism is just a closer shot of that. So, but uh, if he wins the championship, he'll be in the Hall of Fame.
Yep. As we all know what Richard Petty says. You know what he says? If you win a championship, you're going to be in the Hall of Fame, which, we've been saying that for a long time ourselves anyway. But now that the King has said it, it's gospel.
Well, I thought it was gospel when we said it, but
well, that's true.
we've been doing this for a while now. At least 13 years or whatever, the Hall of Fame induction stuff.
Yep. Been there, done that, got several T-shirts.
Yeah. If you're on that 50 greatest drivers as well. Let's move over to Ty Gibbs. We won't spend a lot of time on Ty. 2020 Panini Chronicles. He's in a few sets there with Crusade, Phoenix, Score, Spectra, and then Panini 2020 Panini Prism scripted signatures. So only base are in the Chronicles sets there. So, and then you can always play a game where can you find 2 autographs that match.
That would be Negatory Ghost Rider. Sorry.
Yeah. But that 2020 Chronicles is not too bad. I think it's about 120 something a box. So,
No, I think
full disclosure, I bought a case a few years ago. So,
Yeah, I think that's a good product. And that was, of course, during the pandemic, and I was going to all the various Walmarts around town picking up boxes. I ended up with a lot of boxes. So, because I enjoyed that product a lot.
You don't see many of those blasters. I looked on eBay. You don't see many. I guess you got them all.
Maybe.
I mean, you see hobby
Mm,
boxes. I know we're going off on a tangent, but I was looking like on eBay for blaster boxes, and they were kind of tough to find. I mean, I think some issues maybe there were more blasters than others. Not that I have anything to base that on, but I remember seeing 2020 Donruss, 2020 Prism, but not necessarily Chronicles. So
well, it was kind of weird because it came out, like when it was supposed to, and there was only like a handful of boxes here and there. Then there was like a second run towards the end of the year that all of a sudden the Walmart's got a lot more of them, and that's when I was really going to Walmart's like 30, 40, 50 miles away from here buying all of them.
maybe that stuff came into the warehouse and with COVID and everything else, and then they started pulling stuff like, oh my God, look, we found a pound
Yeah,
of 2020 Chronicles. It's got to go
yeah,
out. Anyway, next race number 26. That's going to be the Coke Zero Sugar 400, and that's going to be at Daytona International Speedway, and that's going to be Saturday, August 26th at 7 p.m. So that's a Saturday night race.
yeah. That's I mean the summer races usually Saturday nights. Of course, back in the day, back 30 years ago, when they didn't have lights or anything, that it was a daytime race and it was bloody hot.
Yeah, so you try to stop yourself from melting.
Oh yeah, we went there to the 1992 race in the summertime. That's when my son was like 2 years old, and Richard Petty had just missed the pole. I think it was Sterling Marlin that got the pole for that one, but everybody booed Sterling Marlin for beating the King because that was his last year. So that was, but it was hot. I just bottom line, it was freaking on fire hot. My father-in-law kept taking my son back under the stands and putting water on him and coming back, and it was hot.
Yep, I was gonna have a story in there, but that's fine. Yep, it's hot. When 2010 with a buddy of mine, he had a camper and it was hot. All I know is we try to go to the mall and get some autographs because back then Ray Fox and the folks were over there at that mall and doing autographs and stuff.
Yes,
Anyway,
yeah, yeah. I don't. I guess that mall is still there. I haven't been there in several years.
yep. All right, moving on to Formula One. They were off and they've been off for a few weeks, but they're back. And it's going to be race number 13. That's going to be the Dutch Grand Prix. And that's going to be the Zandvoort circuit. And that's going to be August 27th. I think it's 9 a.m. Eastern. So it's nice to have
Hmm.
them back. Yep. I don't know if you want to go out on a limb and they're in Dutch Grand Prix and who might win.
Yeah, that's what I'm sitting here stroking my chin. Hmm. I'm putting my money on Max Verstappen.
Yeah, that's a safe bet. All right, let's
Yep.
go over to IndyCar Series. Hey, Ken, and they're off. They're starting back up Sunday, August 27th at 3 p.m. And that's the Rito Automotive Grand Prix Grand Group 500. Easy for me to say. And that's going to be at the Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway. They have 3 races left in their season.
Yeah, that's kind of sad.
I thought so too. Wish they had a few more races in there. Not that they have to race till November like NASCAR, but they can have 17. I guess what is F1's doing 22 this year, I think. So
Yeah,
anyway, so that's it for racing recap.
cool. So where did Haley finish this past week? I don't remember.
Second in the dirt race. Now I don't know if you saw there was
Mhm.
a Tony Stewart came out and was talking about her how she was, and I guess everybody was reading into that about her coming or race for her, I guess, in the Xfinity, and he's like, no, it's basically reading between the lines. Like they got too much stuff going on right now at their shop, trying to get stuff going, and I guess with Harvick going out and their lack of speed and other stuff, they can't. No new projects right now. I think is
Yeah,
what.
they've only got one car in the playoffs, and because there's a big buzz right now going around. I think it was somebody at Hendrick had said that if let's see, if it was Chase Elliott or Alex Bowman were out front, that and there's a Hendrick car behind there, they were going to do everything they could to push those guys, one of those guys across the line to win to get in the playoffs. And I think the other teams are probably going to follow suit with that same thought. So this is liable to be a wild race at the end.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting because like Bubba's on the line and Gibbs is on the line. It's just yeah, I know. I was thinking, they demoted, I guess, Cole Custer down to Xfinity to bring up Ryan Penn,
Priest.
Ryan Priest. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I guess they were trying to shake some stuff up, but it don't seem like that. Anything that came loose looks like it just seized up. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're not doing very well right now at all.
yeah, when um, Roush, Fenway, Keselowski are killing Stuart Haas. Come on.
Yeah. Well, they've really improved their team over there at RFK. So
Yeah, Brad has definitely, I think, brought in the experience, the kind of fresh blood there to try to rejuvenate that team. So we've seen it before, right? They go in spurts.
mhm.
Um, so we'll see. But anyway, so back to the Deacon comment. So it seemed like basically like, yeah, we don't got we don't got the bandwidth for that. So
Well, she is Ford, so I mean, I think she would have done better staying with Toyota, but I'm sure Ford came up with a lot of scratch, and here's a Mustang, and here's a Bronco, and here's whatever, and you can race for us.
what's interesting, they were talking about like Tony Brodinger. She has a massive social following, and I think Natalie Decker is going to be racing as well. This, I think, at Daytona. So, or she's racing somewhere. I saw her social stuff. So so Deacon, she needs to step up her game, I guess.
Yeah, well, we've talked about it before. Yes, she needs to step up her game definitely, or she's going to be out.
Yep. All right. Going over our list, I had that, and I don't know if you want to talk about it, but Dale Junior, Netflix. I guess it's rumored or that he's going to be working or help produce a Netflix. I don't know if it was docu series. I think it's kind of like what they did last year with USA about the playoffs. But I remember last year on USA Network, they had like the season recap, and then it got down into the playoffs, and those shows were playing during the playoffs. A few weeks or
Yeah,
whatever after it. But this seems like it's going to be in 24 after the season has been over. So I don't know. I'm always hopeful that NASCAR gets some good press and brings some new fans in. Junior does a great job. If you haven't listened to the Lost Speedways, those are fantastic. Because I guess I'm biased because it's all down in the South. Some of these old tracks and hearing some of the history. I don't
hmm
know. Logan, if you watched all those, like there was one track. I don't know if it's the Ochi something, but and that example, that track was pretty big, and there was plans to build even a bigger track, but they ran into problems with the town. They didn't want nothing to do with the racing and the track there or whatever. And so basically France took that and moved that, and that became Talladega, which I thought was pretty amazing that they could have had Talladega here I think it was in North Carolina. It was towards um, like North Carolina and North Georgia kind of area.
Okay. Yeah.
It was out there because you need a lot of land for that. But like I said, it got a lot of resistance from the town and just the racing culture. They didn't want them there. So, but it's pretty cool. They, on Dale Jr. On those Lost Speedway. So
Yeah. Well, that'll be good. That'll be a good series. I'm looking forward to it. Like I say, I don't know the exact format of it right now, but I'm sure they're probably getting ready to ramp up production on it for sure.
now I think, have you watched Rowdy? I think that's been released. I have not seen it. I've been wanting to see it, but some of this is on these obscure channels or Freebie or whatever it is. It's hard to find these, or I don't know if they're pay per views or not.
Yeah. No, I haven't seen Rowdy either. I have not seen that yet.
Yeah, so I don't know if they can get some more eyes on NASCAR. I think if you go to a race, you're hooked. If you watch a race, depending on the commentary,
Mm-hmm.
you can kind of understand it, enjoy it. So, and then hopefully they buy cards.
Yeah, that's true. And that for us, that's the end game right there. Watch the races, that's good, but hey, buy cards.
Yeah, I mean, collect your favorite drivers, and
Go to a track, get them to autograph your cards, meet them, and say hi. Get a selfie with them. Hey,
there
it's
you
cool,
go.
man.
Sit outside the track, wait for them to come by, and
Yeah,
roll down the window and sign for you.
yeah. That's how I got Cal Petty one year. Leaving, he was leaving out of Atlanta, and he rolled his window down and started signing autographs while he was stuck in traffic.
I was thinking of Sam Mayer when he did
Oh
that.
yeah, well yeah. When I got Sam Mayer, yeah,
Exactly. So, all right, we'll knock that off the list. All right, just for everybody, if you're looking for older wax, Dave and Adam has put up some wax on their site, and I don't know how long it's going to last for. Let's see, we recording Wednesday, this will drop Thursday night. Some Reed buys. Reed was out. He found some wax. I don't know if I need to show this or not. I guess I can show it.
yeah. Go ahead and show it, man.
Roll that bean footage. Hold on. Coming through. All
Yep.
right. Yeah, so if it's on the second page, and you were talking here 1999 Upper Deck Max, Rex, wow, Max Race and Hobby Box, and also with the 99 Road to the Cup, Collector's Choice, 98 Upper Deck Max Racing. I wasn't sure about this 98 Upper Deck Motorsports Racing. I was hoping to see a box on that because I couldn't remember what that one looked like. The 98 Upper Deck Road to the Cup. I think those actually have the Daytona tire pieces and then autographed as well. Of course, the biggie here, the 1998 Upper Deck SP Authentic.
Yes.
That's $300, but that 98, man, that's where you can get those tradition, right? That Petty and Earnhardt dual auto.
Yeah, and you don't see those cars very much. I think there was one up on eBay, but
Yeah, it went for quite a bit, I think. The Diamond Vision, Upper Deck Diamond Vision box. Another 97 Max Racing, the year in review. Now, I think though you have a shot at the 88 Earnhardt autograph, but I don't know if it was redemption or not. Those are the ones that are autographed in Nevada 100. 97 Road to the Cup, 97 SPX Racing, Harry Gant, and those were there, I think. Yeah. So, but if you're looking for some of those are up there. And a big shout out to Reed, um, getting us this older wax, so you don't see it much.
no, you don't. That 98 SP looks probably like the best thing if you wanted to get anything would be the thing I would go after. But it is $300. But you got to think, I mean, people are spending $300 on NT.
Oh,
So
you're right. Yeah, I think if I want to say the autos were one per 27, so I guess you get one a box, maybe two, but um, yeah,
yeah,
high risk, high reward.
yeah, very true. But I mean, it's not nearly the high risk like it is in the other sports, though.
Yeah, because we're talking if it was SP football, it would be probably three or four times that price.
Yeah, or just look at F1. Look
Oh,
at
yeah,
Dynasty.
exactly. So, yeah, so I wanted to point that out there for David Adams. If check that out if you're looking for some older wax. Do you want to talk about Panini 75th anniversary?
Yeah, Val and I the other day were talking with Misha at Panini, and he let us know that the 75th anniversary autograph redemption cards are going to be fulfilled and should be going out like any day now. So that's good news for everybody that's got those redemptions. I have bought several of them because I want to try to collect that set. So I'm very excited about that. I can't wait to see the Richard Petty. I think that's going to be the coolest one for me anyway. So yeah, thanks Misha for the heads up. We appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing them. I think they're gonna look sharp.
Mm-hmm.
And all right, let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Oh boy.
Panini and losing, well, allegedly losing their NFL Players Association license. Right.
Yeah.
So you know what that's going to do to Panini, um, what that's going to do, I guess, for NASCAR. I think NASCAR is probably safe with them. I don't know if Fanatics is necessarily looking for that now, but I'm hoping that not that Panini doesn't neglect NASCAR now, but maybe they can help. Maybe some more advertising or whatever, try to help increase NASCAR. I did see. I don't know if you saw that with Gray Golding is he's gonna be racing at Daytona. He's got some barbecue. If you went to the barbecue place, whatever you get, he's got packs of cards for you.
Huh. Okay. I need to find out more about that.
Yeah, but I think it's in Daytona. So once you plan on getting in the
Um.
car, so I was, I guess that's kind of where my mind went to with some of the sponsoring and the help. Of course, I think NASCAR cards and NASCAR are the best sports. I don't know if you're collecting something else. I don't know, but
Yeah. No. To me, this is number one. It always will be. But going back to Panini losing that contract or losing that, or the NFLPA canceling it, or what, I'm not really sure exactly how it went down. But the fact that they came up and said, "Hey, we're not letting you have this contract anymore, this license. We're going to go ahead and just give it right now to Fanatics." I mean, to me, that in my opinion, it's almost like some kind of collusion or something. It just doesn't add up to me. It just I would think that okay, um, you know, we don't want you to have the license anymore for whatever reason. I don't know if what's happened there, but the fact that they said they're just going to like flat give it to somebody else, like almost instantly, just makes no sense to me. To me, I would think, okay, we're not letting Panini have the license anymore. Let's just kind of wait and see, if anybody else wants to step up. I just it just doesn't set well with me.
no, I agree because it has kind of I'll say flashbacks, but kind of smells like the Tops deal where Fanatics decides, hey, I'm going to get the Major League Baseball license, and Tops didn't even know it was. I guess I don't know if it was renew at that time or didn't know about Fanatics, and then Fanatics is working with the Players Association, and all of a sudden, hey, we're going to form a card company, and you don't get any of it, and Tops didn't know about it at all, or had no chance to negotiate back and forth. It just seems like pretty shady business tactics, um, where it just kind of you would think there'd be contracts involved and, maybe
Mhm.
some going back and forth, or, I could see, well, if there was a bidding war or whatever else like that and they lost, but it seemed like Top's case, there was no even negotiation. This NFL Players Association seems like it's kind of the same way. It's like, hey, we're just, either the contract was coming up for renewal, but it made it seem like, hey, we just cutting ties with them. We're
Well,
not
I think
even negotiating or whatever, right?
well, I think they had a couple years still left on it, Val.
Right, that's right.
So,
So you're right,
so
because it was like 3 years or something. It's like, all right, we're
yeah,
basically snatching away from you
and
early, and
just
it just
and just giving it
seems
to
like
the competition. I mean, there to me, there's something really wrong about that.
so it's like they're not loyal to the card company. But I don't, and I always said this even when I was on doing some of the hobby hotlines. For customers to get kind of, I don't say revolt against some of these tactics, but I don't know, maybe because we buy cards and we'll buy them, they think we'll buy them from anybody, whoever makes them, and like
Mhm.
we're some kind of, I don't know, whatever, some dependence on card manufacturers and we're gonna buy from whoever, so we have no say. But if they do get a conscience, then watch out.
Well, I think the word you were looking for is being a lemming.
Okay,
They were just going to follow you wherever. And to me as a collector, even though this is a sport that I don't collect, this leaves a bad taste in my mouth. It really does for fanatics. I mean, is this the way they're going to treat their customers? I don't know. But they have become a really big bully in all this, and the way that they're shaking down all these companies. And as a collector, I'm tired of all this drama. All I want to do is buy cards, collect cards, and have fun. I don't. I wish they would just quit all this stuff.
it made me think of like guerrilla business tactics, right?
Yeah.
So instead of, whatever the business trying to win customers by making a better product or whatever, no, we're going to go guerrilla marketing or guerrilla business, and we're going to yank these things away from you by, whatever their influence is over. And we don't know, but I mean, I could see, if they were super shady or whatever, maybe, because they do all the apparels and stuff, that maybe they tie some of this stuff together. I don't know, but they have a very big footprint. They're worth, well, it was 18 billion. Now it's like in the low 20 billions fanatic. So they're only getting bigger by the day.
Yeah.
It just kind of seems weird that some of these things are happening. Like, so these business guerrilla tactics, like we talked about with Tops, pulling away all their licensing and partners, left with nothing. With Panini, you know, they got the other licenses, right? The wrestling and other stuff, and the I don't know, like the NBA is going to be gone, and the NFL is gone, and it's gone even earlier now because of what happened. It's
Hmm.
just, I
Yeah.
don't
So
know.
I mean, is the NBA license the next one to fall? The Players Association, is that the next license to fall, just like this one did? I just I just don't like this. Everybody's like liking. I won't say everybody, but there's so many people out there that think this fanatics, all these acquisitions is going to be good for the hobby. Be careful what you wish for, honestly,
Yeah,
because
where's
in my
where's it cross the
opinion,
line? Where's it cross the line for being a monopoly?
well, the only thing left is really the major sports is hockey. I mean, what happens all of a sudden is Upper Deck going to wake up one day and find out that the the NHL Players Association is giving their license away over to Fanatics without them knowing about it? I mean, if I was Upper Deck, I would be very concerned about that. But as far as NASCAR is concerned, I think the end game for um, Fanatics is to just be able to buy. Panini at a very, very low price. Just keep punching at them and taking things away from them and taking their value, away. And I think that's what they're trying to do.
Now, when you talk about, I was thinking like the NHL and Upper Deck. They go back a ways,
Hmm.
and they could be the league could be loyal to Upper Deck and NASCAR, as we know, they are loyal to their sponsors.
Yes.
With Coke and some of the other ones. So it could be, that maybe NASCAR is loyal to Panini after Press Pass kind of closed their doors and Panini came in and produced cards. I think did a great job since then. So I don't know. Maybe NASCAR market and NHL market is too small for Fanatics right now, or to even care. But
I don't
or
know.
or is it loyalty of the the league and the card companies? So I
Well,
guess we'll find out.
there's no loyalty, it seems like, in any of these big sports because apparently, you know, Fanatics went and negotiated a license with Major League Baseball, and Major League Baseball didn't have the guts, apparently, to say something to Tops about it. And just, I guess there was a big offer, and they said, well, screw this. We're not going to tell Tops. We're just going to take your money and give you the license. Um, so there's, to me, that just speaks no loyalty whatsoever. I mean, with any of these leagues, and that's sad because I can remember my grandpa working for the same company for like over 40 years and retired from there and got his pension from there. There's no such thing like that anymore in any kind of professional sport or in private business. It's just not there anymore, and this just really amplifies that and shows that in a big way.
Yeah, I can see them maybe trying to do that for money, but you're trying to squeeze every bit of juice out of that dollar, or you're going to leave some, um, you're for your partner or whatever that they've had the relationship with, right?
Yeah, I mean they should at least let these other companies come back and say, hey, try to match these offers instead of just, these 20-year contracts. That's the other thing. Okay, you've got these 20-year contracts. Is the NFL Players Association in 5 years from now going to get tired of Fanatics and say, hey, we're going to give our license back to Panini? I mean, who knows?
Yeah, and so I just totally overlooked the fact that Topps and Major League Baseball had a relationship for a really long time.
Yes.
Now, I know Topps when they went public and then came out of public, went private with Eisner, so maybe they didn't have, the same um they had the same company name but not the same relationship with upper management or whatever. But to your point, it just seems like they're making a bunch of money and they, I guess, saw more dollar signs by going it with Fanatics, teaming up with them. They promised them a lot. And I guess, Fanatics can promise all kinds of stuff because they can make money on the back end through other sources.
Yeah. But I think NASCAR is okay for now. I don't think that NASCAR is going to come up to Panini and say, "Hey, we're ripping your license away from you," because NASCAR is a different beast. They're like you said, there's a lot of loyalty there. They're loyal to all their sponsors and everybody that deals with NASCAR. So I think they're secure in that.
Probably, and it's the hardest to deal with. At least NHL has the NHL Players Association. With NASCAR, you got to deal with, and that's why Panini Instant is so hard because you got to deal with the driver, the
Mhm.
team, the sponsors.
Yep.
It's a whole approval nightmare.
Yeah, there's no drivers association. They tried to form one back in the early '70s, but there's no drivers association.
Yeah, it's funny. Back then, it was open to drivers, and so France used to drive. So France joined the union, so he was in on all the meetings. Big Bill France, boy, what a character!
Yeah, we could tell a lot of stories about him.
Yes,
But yeah, I guess the bottom line is I think NASCAR's okay with Panini for now. I'm not really concerned about that. But I am concerned with these business tactics with these other sports and fanatics. It's very concerning, and it's a big turnoff.
well, they're buying the printers up, right? And they just got more money than Panini. So I guess it's how aggressive and cutthroat does fanatics want to be.
Apparently, a lot.
Well, we didn't even talk about the brain drain either.
No, I mean, yeah, you've got the brain drain with the 30. I think it's 37 employees heading over to Fanatics from Panini.
That's just a lot of um, how many hundreds of years worth of experience leaving. Try to hire that many people back
Yeah,
with experience, right? And how do you get that experience? It's not like that experience just um, it's something you go to school for. It's not in the card industry anyway.
true.
So it's gonna be trying times here. We'll see. We just
Yeah,
hope maybe Panini can catch a break here with some of the NASCAR stuff. Maybe get Deegan gets a win or some other awesome event that helps propel NASCAR and the cards.
that would be a great thing.
I'm holding out hope. So
Yeah, me too.
all right. Anything else you wanna?
I just have one real quick news nugget I just want to mention. I saw this on J Ski. Um, Morgan and Morgan and Morgan and Morgan and Morgan and Morgan and Morgan, Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, has signed a multi-year, multi-race agreement with Richard Childress Racing as part of an innovative partnership with both Austin Dillon and Kyle Busch. The agreement marks the first race team trial injury law firm partnership, say that fast 10 times, within the NASCAR Cup Series. I just thought that was interesting. We have Morgan and Morgan and Morgan and Morgan commercials all over the place here. So to see them on a car is going to be different.
Yeah, we have them here too,
Yeah. Well, there's a
especially when they get
billboard.
into an accident.
Yeah. There's a billboard as we go to one of our breakfast places on the interstate, and it's Morgan and Morgan, the universe's largest injury law firm. And I'm thinking, how do they know that is not the largest law firm in the universe?
That's true.
They don't know that.
They don't. Well, they don't have an office here. So, but actually, one other thing I was gonna say. Oh, you done? I'm sorry.
I'm done.
Okay, I was gonna go. I totally forgot about got on the Panini thing about Maxx Faxx.
Yeah.
Just as an example, so I run one of the websites, the racingcardinfo.com. And over there, I put out some of the Maxx Faxx insiders. Um, and it's under price the price guide archive, the Maxx Faxx. And basically, I'll show you a few of these. So this was um, a newsletter that Max put out. So we all know Max started in '88, and their distribution method was through the tracks and some other through was it Walgreens and other places for wax packs and stuff like that. And then in 1989, they kind of did their own distribution with selling factory sets and stuff like that. So in '88, you could redeem one of the header cards and buy a factory set. I'm sure they captured all those names and addresses and then did mailings to them. So you joined the Max Insider Club basically for a fee. You got issues of these Max Facts, and then you were able to purchase Max products from Max. Just kind of cut out the middleman, cut out the distributor. So they started in May of 1990. They went until what I say was like 96, I think it was June of 96 was the last issue. But give was that Bella snoring?
No, she's She's over here moaning or something.
Okay. So you can see here. So this is volume one, number one, 1990s released. You can find these, on eBay and some other stuff. And like this down here on the left, here's this card really worth $75. So that was the Phil Parsons Myrtle Beach version, where his wife wasn't mentioned on the back, just the
Right.
kids.
Yeah, and you got to think this is when racing cards were. It was like what F1 is or was now. Uh, NASCAR cards were things were going through the roof. I mean, they were literally printing money during those days.
Yeah, so like that 88 Maxx, the first edition was $340, and the first annual edition, which is Charlotte printing, is 65.
Yeah,
And
I
good.
can remember the Myrtle Beach being as high as seeing it at shows as high as $1,000, $1,100 for a factory sealed factory box set.
So, and if you go out to the site, you can right mouse click on these and save the image as a file, and then you can zoom into them if you wanted to look at some of these older ones. But you can see the old pricing here. The Talladega Streaks is the pricing's a way off because it's only 24 and $10 for that one. But I guess it was the Phil Parsons is 26 on there. So these prices haven't were behind when these were printed.
Yeah, because they were higher than that, especially all the Myrtle Beach stuff. Because Myrtle Beach was just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, it's got the 89, and then it's got the 90, which is just coming out as of this issue.
Right. Yeah. So classified the hot corner, and that's about the Parsons and special offer here for the
The Crisco.
Crisco's display. Yeah. So that was 96 sets for $800, but they lowered it. Next issue here, I'll show you. So that's
Yeah, that just goes to show you they were just
how crazy things were, right?
they were letting the good times roll with those things, man. They just printed a ton of them.
Yeah, so they had everybody started catching the error bug because there's three printings in 1990. You got to remember the 89 Fleer Billy Ripken had happened, the 89 Upper Deck reverse negative, plus the other error variations in Upper Deck. So Max had a few of their own there in 1990. So
Yeah, and that should say errors created on
yeah,
purpose.
I know there's one episode I was reading where it said they didn't do it on purpose because it would cost them too much money, but it's like, yeah, right.
And
And so here you go. The top here shows the three different printings of the 1990 the factory set. You have the white box with the red logo. You have the second printing is the red box with the white logo, and I think the third is the red box with the yellow logos, and then on the wax packs, the differences there, and then the different cards that are in the different printing. So
yeah, I think that was all planned back then.
I think so. I mean, it's a way for them to, you know, again, it was one of those things, and we talked about it, before we were on the show. Is you had these. Um, so here you go. Remember, it was 800 last episode at last issue, and it's 300 now for those 96 packs. But it's like, hey, I can buy right from the card company, and they're I don't have to go anywhere, and they're gonna give me the number I want, and I can save them, and put my kids through college, right? Because the
Yeah, I mean
card market back then.
that was every facet of the card market back then. Everything that was being printed, no matter what sport, everybody thought, "Hey, I'm going to be able to buy these cards and, like you said, save them and one day sell them and send my kid to college." And that never panned out.
I was reading about the Maxx and NASCAR agree on a license there. Since we were talking about license, there's about the 88 Maxx and the printing, Holly Farm set. There was the autograph parties and stuff like that.
Yeah,
One
I
of
always thought those were cool, but I was never close to where you live, Val, to even go to anything like that.
I don't know if it's this one. Or maybe it was maybe it was that other one we watched. Well, that Max sponsored was it Dale Jarrett, and then was at the national sign-in for free for 3 hours, whatever.
At the national, yeah, they had a back. That was '96. Remember
Right.
that? That's one of the later ones. But I joined Club Max back in the day and got the newsletters. I was eat up with it too. And I was excited to get the new newsletters. I was excited for all the different new cards to come out. Uh, there they are. They're talking about the toolbox set from '89, and of course now they're showing the '91 Max coming out, and that's the one they really, really printed a lot of.
Yeah, I heard they printed it to order. So basically, you could order as many cases as you wanted. They give you terms, so they finance you, and they give you the product. That was a recipe for disaster, or flooding the market, basically.
I have a case of '91 Max still sealed.
They,
that it, yeah, to this day that I bought back then.
there you go. So the F1 stuff, kind of the new equivalent. Older NASCAR guys have seen that before. So
Yeah, we've been through that and got the T-shirt on that for sure. But you got when you join the Club Max, of course, you got this newsletter. You got like bumper stickers, and you got like a little pin you could put on your hat. And I think they had also writing pens and all kinds of little goodies that they would send you along with that when you join the club. It was fun. I enjoyed it. There was a membership card. I think I've got my membership card. It's over there somewhere from the first couple of years of Club Max. And like I said, in the newsletter, it had the price guides, and it was just basically just for Max. I mean, there's no conflict of interest there at all.
right.
Hey, we're going to put these really high prices on our cards. But there were indeed even back then some cards that were tougher than others for sure.
So this is 1991, and notice there's no 99 Earnhardt promo. It was not released. No sniff of that at all. The number 87, 87 champions is like 1650 in here as of this time. So that was kind of the Earnhardt rookie, and no one knew anything about those 99 promos.
Yeah, I was oblivious about those things until 1994. I had no idea that anything like that even existed. And of course, the 89s, I mean, those, I think I've said it before, the 89s, I could not find those anywhere in Memphis or Arkansas or Mississippi or Alabama. Everywhere I went, I never saw them, never saw any on the shelf.
And it's strange that they came out in those factory sets, three different factory set types, right? You had the 1 to 100, you had the white box, 1 to 220, and then the toolbox set.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like they printed the first 100 cards or whatever, and then while they were printing the rest of them, they started, getting those first 100 out.
But you see, they've got the 90 Max there. Like I said, they had their own price guide, so yeah. And then those Holly Farms cards, those were tough. I mean, the prices there are actually pretty cheap, but they were hard to find back when they first came out. But now, of course, you can find them anywhere. And I always thought that was cool. They had classified ads in there as well. And then of course they had winners. They were giving away. That's one 1990 display box, basically one box they were giving away. I never won anything from Club Maxx.
Good deal, ripoff. The Club Max membership hits 12,000. So this
Mm-hmm.
is May of 91. Yeah. And then you can ask Max.
They have a new logo.
Yeah, it seemed like they were changing logo quite a bit.
Yeah, they were. They couldn't settle on any
So Max upgrades
logo.
printing operation.
And then of course you could renew. Of course they wanted you to renew, and then you could draw Max. They had that Max card that showed that promo card that showed what Max looked like. He was some race fan with his big nose, and he had the pennants and everything, some cards and stuff. And I kind of imagine he talked like this. Hey there, buddy, my name's Max. That's kind of how he looked to me on that card.
Yeah. I don't know why they did that,
But there was a lot of great information. Of course, it's all centered around Max, but still, at that time, I mean, Max was, they were the racing card kings. I mean, you had Pro Set coming out, you had Upper Deck later on, but Pro Set and Finish Line and those are the ones that were coming out. Tracks that you had back in those days, those were kind of dudes finishing in second. So if you're not first, you're last.
So that Max upgrades printing operation. So it says, in an effort to handle the record number of orders that were taken this year, Max recently spent nearly $1.5 million for improvements to our, if you'll excuse the expression, maxed out, in quotes, printing facility. Since early April, we've been working around the clock installing new cutting and collating equipment, upgrading computer systems, and we even tripled the size of our workforce, all while turning out product faster than ever before. Hopefully, this will allow us to keep up with the overwhelming demand that we've been experiencing, aka we can't print this stuff fast enough.
Yep. Let's keep them rolling 24/7.
Pretty much. And so what was this? This is like 91, 92.
Yeah, this was probably getting close to the height of NASCAR trading cards.
Yeah, so
You know,
this is May of 91.
right.
So it's the middle of, and so they're basically trying to get all that 1981 Max out. Let's see, Club Max membership renewal. As Club Max moves into its second year, we'd like to ask all of our members who joined during the first year to please wait until you received your membership expiration notice in the mail before sending in your membership fee for the following year. So not only we have people who are in the first year, but we want to send you our money, so we want to make sure that we continue to buy stuff from Max, right? So
Mm-hmm.
like, no, 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 wait for us to send you an invoice. Like, no, take my money.
Yeah, that's what it was. And that's like it is now with F1. It's like, take my money.
Yeah. It says, although we love the idea of people signing up early for another year, it has created some record keeping problems for some members being issued two separate club numbers because they applied so far in advance of their expiration date. If you're
Oh,
rejoining and receiving a different membership number in the mail, please call Trisha, the director of Club Max, to have the situation corrected. So there you go. So not only can we not we can't hire enough people to fill orders. We need to upgrade our computer system. We need more equipment to buy to cut and allocate products. We got people renewing their membership even though it hasn't expired yet.
yeah. People are they're just throwing money at us like crazy.
So that,
Yeah.
that tells you a little time capsule there of what's going on in May of 91.
Yeah. That's hard to believe. That's over 30 years ago now. Wow. and more price guides.
Yeah, just some Max stuff. And they had the 91 Max, and then you had the like premium set because I had the acrylic cards in there. People were going crazy for the acrylic cards because that's like the first chromium cards. And there was talk about people taking the premium set, breaking it open, and just selling those acrylic cards because they were rare and making plenty of money back.
Yeah, and those cards were actually in packs. I actually got one time out of a pack.
See, I did not know that, but there must have been, they're so rare.
I mean, they were very rare because I opened a ton of that stuff back then, and only ever pulled one of those cards out of a pack.
So it
It was
made sense just to
Davey
buy the
Allison.
factory set.
Yeah,
Amazing. You go through some of these time capsules here.
yeah, and that's exactly what it is. It's a really nice record and time capsule of all the events and things that were going on back then. Back when it was just like I said, they were printing money. There's no other way to say it. I mean, and that's the same thing Donruss was doing, Tops was doing. I mean, they were all printing money at that time. They couldn't print fast enough, and Max even says that.
Yeah, let's go to this. This one is for where is that window? Right there. The second one, of the second to last. I think it's Justin was talking about the Racing Odyssey.
Yeah, they
So
were starting to get kind of weird back then.
yeah, so this is March, April of '96. So it's about almost over. And so the Racing Odyssey was coming out. I don't think the issue was as big. Max Winter Circle.
And you notice it's bi-monthly now.
Yeah,
You're not getting one every month. Now you're getting one every 2 months.
and this has this Robert Presley Q&A kind of a thing. The champion set Max Medallion 95. So I think that's the one.
That's got the Earnhardt redemption in it, doesn't it? Oh, there you go.
That's yeah, that is 94, 95. I think was
Right.
the pot of gold puzzle. That was the Jeff Gordon puzzle pieces, and there was one puzzle piece short printed of one per case. I think it was, I don't know if it was 999 or whatever it was. Maybe it was 999. You had to have the puzzle, and then you would redeem that for an 8x10 of that picture signed by Gordon.
Yeah, that was when Jeff still liked signing autographs, I think.
Well, yeah, almost 1,000 of them. And it
Yeah.
also includes the chase set, includes 10 of our Road Again. Uh,
Wow. Super trucks. That's what they called them back
oh, that's what
then.
it is. Yeah, the Max year-long Chase the Champion set featuring Dale Earnhardt randomly inserted. So it was across a few different products. So 8, 9, and 10 was in the Max 95 medallion.
Yeah, and look at that price, $54.99. That was a lot back then.
Yeah, those kind of premium cards,
Yeah.
but really no rookies or anything like that. And that's kind of what I think choked some of that out was, you know, not a very big rookie class. So
Yeah, and that's what's hurting F1 right now too. I mean, you're only collecting just a handful of guys. Same thing with NASCAR. You're only collecting really a handful of guys that you're really looking for as far as rookies or somebody that's really popular.
right, 1996 Series One. Each uncut sheet is autographed by Sterling Marlin himself.
Go Sterling.
Yeah. Ricky Craven Rookie of the Year card set, 1996 Series 1. There's that binder.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Binders were very popular back then.
Right. Jill's got a new job.
Go Jill.
Jill Santuccio is no longer our Club Maxx manager. She got out of there right before because remember in '97, Maxx kind of went under. Upper Deck got them out of bankruptcy or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're talking about Jim McCulloch there. He's he hasn't really fallen off the face of the earth, but he really doesn't want to have anything to do with Maxx. I think you've reached out to him before. I've reached out to him. It's been crickets. I guess he just doesn't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
I always like these ads because I would call these people, see what they had.
Let's see what they got here. Nothing. 96, 95 Maxx Chromium insert license to drive.
Yeah.
Oh, some Maxx boxes here. Texaco box.
Yeah, those things. That's another thing they printed a ton of with those Texaco cards.
Yeah, they sure did. Swap meet.
But yeah, you're right. This is a time capsule for sure. It just goes to show you how popular and how crazy everybody was over NASCAR cards back in the day.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. Kind of, with all that printing, everybody not knowing print runs and seeing some of those warning signs, and like you were saying, print to order on stuff, and people buying cases and people renewing their membership before it even expired because they were afraid they were missing out, right?
They were. There was a lot of FOMO.
A lot of FOMO back there.
But then there was a lot of unknowns too. I mean, back then we didn't really know about 72 STPs or 83 Unos or any of those things. I think we kind of knew a little bit about Sports Star Photographics, but we really didn't know a lot.
Yeah, you had the two other price guides with Collector's World and the Racing Collectibles price guide. I think that's what it was. And they would touch on some of that stuff. They were bigger issues, but again, it was all, going to your local shop or subscribing to it through the mail to get those issues. And then I guess mid '90s, Beckett came in and everybody just kind of closed up shop. See you later.
We did. Yeah. Dr. Beckett put him out of business.
Yeah. I don't think any of them tried to stay around. So
yeah, because the end of the Maxx Insider kind of coincides with the Beckett price guides coming out.
Yeah, there's probably very little overlap between the two if there is. So
yeah.
Oh my goodness, we talked way too long today.
Yeah, this is a long show, and we still got King's Court to do.
All right, so we need to move over to King Card. Sorry, everybody. Hope everybody enjoyed this.
Okay, I'm going to do like Rick Dees used to do on the radio here in Memphis back in the day. Wake up. Wake up.
I don't think they're sleeping.
I hope not. But if you are, you're now awake.
All right, ready to play the music?
Press play on that iPod. Week's King's Court, we got a couple of honorable mentions. If you've been watching the show, you've seen this one before. Apparently somebody's dog must have got a hold of their iPhone and bid on this card because it's back and it's sold again. But this was on the 21st of August. It's a 2020 National Treasures Richard Petty Fire Suit book, race worn patch 1 of 1. They were asking $1,499.95. They sold it for a best offer of $1,150. Now, this card also has been on King's Court before. It sold back on the 25th of July for $1,100. So it went for $50 more than it did the last time. So hopefully that whoever's dog bid on this time, they will actually pay.
Yeah, it's still a pretty card.
It is a great card. I don't have the money in the coffers for a card like that right now. I guess I'm probably going to have to get to a point where I start selling a few things so I can buy some cool stuff like this.
Yeah, that's a beauty, Clark.
Yeah, I love that card, man. Congrats to whoever got it again.
Yeah, that's a keeper.
Yeah, for sure.
All
All right.
right.
Next, next honorable mention. This is honorable mention number 2. This was on the 17th of August. Chase Elliott, 2023 Panini Donruss Slingshot SS3. The seller was asking $250 for this, which really, in my opinion, is a fair price to click on, but apparently that did not happen. They accepted a best offer of $175 for this card.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, for Chase Elliott. $175.
We know how hard those are to find.
Man, these things are tough. So I think the seller should have just chunked $250 on it and just let it ride. I think taking a lower offer, I think they left money on the table because these are just really that tough. But it's a
Yeah,
cool
I
card.
guess Chase stuff is kind of what's the right word? Not hot right now because he's gonna miss the playoffs unless he wins at Daytona. He's gonna miss the playoffs, so he just not really exciting, his fan base. So
No, but still, he is the most popular driver, and I'm sure he'll be the most popular driver again this year, even though he hasn't won yet. But like I said, I think this card was too tough to go for that price. I think whoever bought it got a deal. So kudos to you for whoever bought it. You did good.
yeah, I mean basically that's like the price of what 2 boxes, 3 boxes of Dunruss.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. And there's not one in 3 boxes.
Oh no, no, no,
Not even
no! I'm
close.
thinking, yeah, I'm thinking it's one case if you're super lucky, or you might have to go 2 or 3 cases. So yeah, I
Mhm.
think it's a tough pull. So yeah, not bad.
And again, apparently these things are getting bought like literally as soon as they get listed because I never saw this card ever. And I search Slingshot every day. But apparently I'm searching too late in the day. I need to like do it first thing in the morning instead of at night.
Yep. All
So,
right,
all
let's
right,
move
next
on.
up, our Joker of the Week. This was on the 20th of August. Dale Earnhardt. Now, this is weird. I mean, very weird. Dale Earnhardt Sr. autograph 2001 Wichita Sports Hall of Fame guaranteed racing. Never heard of this card ever in my life. And apparently they made 2 of these. But they were asking $300 for this, and it ended up selling for $190. And it's not a licensed card at all. I mean, it even tells you that on the back. Yeah, look at the bottom. It says this product has no affiliation, endorsement, nor sponsorship by any other sports card maker, autograph authenticating company, or autograph marketing company. So this is just something that somebody did it, I guess, maybe in their garage or something. But I've never seen this. Have you ever seen this before? Heard of it?
I have never seen it, never heard of it. I'm looking at the casing, so it looks like it's a screw down, and then they put the label over the screw down,
Mm-hmm.
right? So because if you look at the back end there, there's where um the top end slides into the back end in those 2 notches, and so the screw down would be there. Yeah, I didn't even know that such a animal existed. I mean, it looks like a legit auto, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where they cut that out of.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. Apparently it must have been on like uh, a 3x5 card or something. But
Yeah,
when I saw this, I was like, "What?"
That is
The
oddball.
Wichita Sports Hall of Fame. Never heard of it.
What does Wichita have to do with Earnhardt Senior?
I mean, yeah, really, think about it. Now, if it said like Charlotte Sports Hall of Fame, I could see that. But
Right. On
Wichita,
motorsports, right? Yep.
yeah, it's just weird.
All
But
right.
yeah, I just want to put that out there to just show it. And apparently, like I said, they made two of them, so
And how much did it go for?
190.
Okay. So,
So that's probably about the right price.
okay.
All right. Next up is our Jack of the Week. Your head.
Am I?
Yes.
Oh, yep.
There you go. All right. Jack of the Week. This was on the 17th of August. It's 2016 Prism. Uh, number 12 of 24, Chase Elliott, BGS 9 rookie. Again, the rookie part is debatable. But it is an autographed Chase Elliott card, and it is out of 24. I'm just trying to chase the base rainbow set, not the autograph. But this is tough. I mean, it's really a tough card. And it ended up going for only $305 with 4 bids.
I think the autograph hurts it.
It does because it's off the sticker.
Yeah. But again, in 2016, they're signing for Panini. Prism's the first one to go in 2016. So this is the first time they're getting their hands on stickers, and I'm sure he just signed the sheet. Now, it probably, I don't know, whoever fixed the label, I would have put this on one of the lower end cards and not higher end card.
Absolutely. Yeah, that
But
was
again, yeah, they're the people putting the stickers on probably don't know that. So
no, they probably don't. But I think in the grand scheme of things, this was a very low price.
yeah, I would think so. Yeah, because it's out of 24, right?
Yes, number 12 of 24 actually.
Yeah.
So, but that's pretty cool. I love those cars. The rainbows are. I fell in love with those things first time I saw them.
Oh yeah.
All right, cool. So moving on, our Queen of the Week. This is on the 18th of August. It's a 2023 Panini National VIP Haley Deegan Nebula Pandora Auto, number 2 of 2. And of course, it says super short print, blah, blah, blah. But it went out for bidding, and it went for $175.75 with 22 bids.
I like the card. It looks nice.
I do too. It's a nice looking card. Of course, I guess this is what they gave away at the VIP party. It was in whatever packs that they had or whatever they were doing.
Right.
But that's a pretty cool card. I like that card. Is it worth 175? Maybe. I don't know. She's still got to prove herself to me. So.
Yeah, I like that card. I like the colors, the way that the purple and the blues and the black on her uniform. It's a good looking card.
Yeah, indeed. I will give it that. All right. Next up is our King of the Week. Check this one out, man. This is on the 20th of August. 1972 STP Corporation. Richard Petty rookie card. Yes, I agree with that. Graded by PSA. It only had 7 bids, but I think it started at like 1,200 or something. I forget where the starting bid
Yeah,
was.
I think it was at 1,200. Yeah.
But it ended up going for $3,175 with 7 bids. Now it says graded by PSA. What they don't mention on there is it is a PSA 5. And it really presents well. It's a nice looking card. It doesn't have those brown dots on the back of it like we see on a lot of cards. I know that our friend Justin Channels was looking to buy that card. I think he got outbid, and he is very upset about that. I don't blame him because I know he's really been looking for one for a while. And it was funny because I had gone and texted him and said, "Hey, dude, here, check this out." He goes, "I'm already on it." He goes, I was the first bidder." I said, "Okay," but he ended up losing out, which stinks. But I mean, what do you think about the price on that?
That's a strong price. Again, it's a 5, but I mean, there's only the highest is a 9, and the pop is low for this. The pop higher than 5 is very low as well. I think everything is pretty much 5 and lower.
Yeah, I mean the entire pop for this card on PSA is 30 total cards. That's it.
Right.
30.
And that's from PSA 9 down.
Yeah, that's you have 1 9, 1 8, 4 7s, and 9 6s and 7 5s. So yeah, I mean there's only 30 of these cards graded by PSA. Period.
Right. Yeah.
So
It's
they're tough.
it's we talked about it before. It's one of the Grail cards. There's not many of them. You think about the number of NASCAR fans and how many people in the world know about Richard Petty.
Oh yeah,
And,
he's
and
very well known.
I think this is like the 52 mantle in our circles here. So
Yes, I would equate it to that. I think that's a good analogy. But yeah, I think that's a strong price. So then that makes you wonder what a PSA 6, 7, 8, or nine's worth. Um, Gosh, I mean, didn't we hear that the PSA 9 had sold way back during the pandemic for like 15 grand?
yeah, it was a buy it now. It wasn't bidding. Probably left money on the table back then.
Probably left money on the table back then. Probably still now.
Yeah. Again, these are tough, right? These were given away. People didn't have to buy them, so people took them, threw them in desks or whatever, or got thrown away since they didn't, pay for them or whatever. And trying to keep them in great shape. There were no um, card savers and card penny sleeves and stuff, so you had to put them in books or whatever it is, and try to keep them mint or in good shape. There's staining involved, and talking about one of the probably greatest NASCAR driver. I don't know if anybody will be able to break any of his records.
No, they won't. But I would like to get Doc Brown to come over and punch in the date for the 72 Daytona 500 and take me back to that and let me grab a stack of those cards and come back.
And go over Granatelli's house and
Yeah.
ask him for some.
Yeah, I've often wondered about that. I mean, if he had any of those laying around in his house,
He did
before he
not.
passed.
He did not.
Okay.
Because I think I talked about this before. I sent him a letter asking some questions, and he didn't remember he'd done so much in his life, um, with all the other things in his historic. Because he was a team owner for the '69 Andretti Indy 500 win. He was always into open wheel. So the relationship with ST when he was part of that STP CEO, whatever, and advertising STP to put them everywhere, right? The bowling and just STP brand name was everywhere. So
Yeah. But getting back to this card, as we've said before, it's a definitely a NASCAR glamour card. It's definitely one of the Mount Rushmore cards, and like what Val said, it's our 52 mantle. So great card. I think whoever bought it got it for a decent price. I think that's a fair price. So congrats,
yeah, I think this is a long term hold.
no doubt.
All right.
All right, next we have our ace, which is our one of one. This was on the 19th of August. It's a 2020 National Treasures booklet, NASCAR 101 Dale Earnhardt Jr. dual jumbo patch. Keep in mind, it's a dual patch. It's not even autographed or
I
anything.
just noticed that, right? There's no auto. It's just
Yeah, but it's got part of the do there, and of course it's got Nationwide, who's on our side. But this card went out for bidding, and it went for $1,213 with 10 bids for that. So there are a
yeah.
lot of serious junior collectors out there.
Yeah, I love that nationwide patching. It's probably on his sleeve or the other
Uh,
sleeve because the way
well,
the
he's actually got one on his chest and on his sleeve. Look,
Yeah, but you see the green on the left-hand side, the dark green, light green. It's kind of
yeah,
like on his sleeve. But to your point, And the do, I would have loved to have seen that more of the front end of the do than the the back end of the do.
Yeah. Well, I guess they can't do it over. Ah,
Ba-dum-bum. But yeah, that's a nice nationwide and dual patch. That's a lot of money, man, for
it is a lot
non-auto.
of money, but it's a cool card. You have to admit the
That is
green
a
is real nice.
conversation piece right there.
It really is. So congrats whoever got that. All right. Last up, we've got our Royal Flush. It's our highest price card. This is on the 16th of August. Check this out. It's a 1983 Uno Dale Earnhardt PSA 10 Pop 15, and it went. I mean, they were asking $6,000 for this card. And guess what, Val? What happened?
Click.
Somebody went click and bought it for $6,000.
I love the little goat image in the description.
Yeah, I like that too.
I don't know how you do that, but that's awesome.
That's cool, man. I guess somebody just typed it in from their phone with an emoji or something. I'm not sure. But what do you think about that card, man? I mean, I know what you think, but go ahead and tell everybody.
That is impressive. That's a low pop, right? That's we talked about Petty being 30 total. Uh, I think they listed this as 15. Yeah, pop of 15 of a
Yeah,
10.
15 for PSA 10. Total pop is only 43.
Yeah, so only a few more than the. Again, this is one of those cards. Uh, Dale Earnhardt Sr. first card, rookie
Yep.
card.
I'm impressed with that.
Yeah, I think this is a new high. I would love to have seen maybe gotten an auction, but buy it now. Yeah,
Well,
because you never know, right? When I like auctions, but I don't like auctions because you need two people looking for it at the same time.
true. But the fact that somebody saw this card, saw that it was $6,000, and went click and bought it without any kind of negotiating at all to try to lower the price tells me that probably the seller left some money on the table.
Well, you put this in your collection, you put their petty in your collection. That's a sum collection.
Yeah, no doubt. But like you said, this card is tough. You just don't find them anymore. They have dried up. I mean, yeah, there's some 83 Unos out there, but those are the ones that are like the Tim Richmonds, which there's a bunch of, Kyle Petty, um, you know, Lake Speed. Uh, a lot of those are out there that you'll see, but finding this card right here, good luck. It is tough, and this is probably yet again another NASCAR Glamour card and a Mount Rushmore card. So
Yeah, the back is tough. That black on the Uno, if it has any scratches, they use a black light. It'll light up like no tomorrow there with that black light if there's any scratches. So
yeah, and think about it. It doesn't take much for that to get scratched. And I think when they printed them and they slid out one sheet over another sheet,
yeah,
I think that's when a lot of scratching may have happened.
right. And again, this is something that's not available in packs or anything else like that. This was some kind of giveaway, not necessarily at the track, but possibly at Uno's hospitality tent at the time. This was something that was commissioned probably by Uno to give their employees or something with the race teams or something.
Yeah, because it didn't go through any kind of normal distribution channels at all.
No, yeah, David Chobat was the photographer, and he basically produced that, and in one of the I think it was Collectors World magazine, he had an ad in one issue or two issues. He was selling them through his gold card company that he had some left over, I guess, from the project.
But I think whoever got it for a good price. I think
Another long
again,
term hold.
I think the seller left some money on the table. The fact that it went for $6,000 without any negotiation whatsoever. But yeah, I think you're right. It's a long hold. This could be maybe one of our first 5-figure NASCAR cards. Regular cards. I'm not talking about some weird one of one or something that may be out there, but I think this could very well be that card in another 5 years.
Yeah, because of the high grade and
Mm-hmm.
being so tough. Yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
no doubt.
yeah. If we ever found a Petty 10 72 STP Petty 10, that'd be
Oh
another
my
one.
God, that yeah. But I don't know if anybody noticed. Of course, this is it for this week's King's Court. But I don't know if anybody noticed. But this was an all NASCAR King's Court. We don't have this very often. We never have the high price card because it's always usually Maxx or somebody like that. It's our high price card of the week.
Yeah, so we got our day in the sun. Next
Yeah,
week it'll be F1, but
yeah. Next week back to normal.
yeah. Well, had these two massive. Again, they have a low pop. They're not coming up every week, right? There's only 15 of them, and who's selling them? You probably have some, I have some, and a few other folks have some. So
I ain't
there's only
selling.
there's only a handful, to be sold. So as opposed to mass produced Max stuff. So 2020, yeah,
Yeah, I mean these are the cards that I say everybody wants, but maybe not everybody wants these. But I think if you're serious and you really want to collect like everything or try to, especially the vintage stuff, this is a card you want to have for sure.
well, you think about it, right? So two of the cornerstones of NASCAR, you're talking 4,000, 300, 3,000 and something for the Petty, 6,000 for the Earnhardt. All right, that's the max pretty much in NASCAR. I mean, what's the max in F1? What's the max in baseball? What's the max in football? It's tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. So
Mm-hmm.
this is not a lot compared to those other sports. So
Agreed. This is chump change compared to a lot of this other stuff. But for
exactly.
us, I mean, you and I both, and most everybody that I think that watches and listens to this show are collectors. So we're a different breed for sure.
Yeah, we've been through all that hype and stuff through the '90s and slow growth. So
Yeah.
um, one of the things on the notes that I think I missed before we go, Chronicles still slated for September 22nd.
Misha, can you get that moved up?
Well, it's a month away. So
It's not. I
plus
guess it's not that far,
no, it's
but
not. So
they're also going to be adding Prime that we were told, and we'll still have Prism and NT. So I don't think everything's going to get out this year.
I don't know. We'll see. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, yeah. Keep fingers crossed for sure. Do we want to give any shout outs to some of the listeners and the different places they're listening from?
Oh yes, thank you. Should have done it earlier, but yeah. See, I'm trying to think of what we talked about. Yeah, with Philippines, that one, that uh, Australia, New Zealand, folks
Portugal,
listening, Portugal listening on the podcast. Appreciate it very much.
Germany, Mexico, New Zealand.
Thank you. Yeah, all the internet, we're internationally known here, so
Yes, we
we
are.
definitely appreciate. Hope you're enjoying the show, but we wanted to make sure give you guys a special shout out. And then the folks in the U.S., Tennessee, the big downloads.
Kentucky.
Oh, sorry, Kentucky. You're in Tennessee.
I'm in Tennessee. But yeah, Kentucky had a lot of downloads. So that raised the question, is NasCardRadio bingeable? It's like, hey honey, what do you want to do this weekend? Oh, let's watch all the episodes of NasCardRadio and binge that.
Yeah, we need a warning, please. Don't listen to more than 5 episodes at one time.
Yeah, but no, I think that's cool though that somebody downloaded. Looks like the majority of our episodes. So
or one or two. But
thank you
yeah,
for doing that in Kentucky. We appreciate that a lot. Um, but yeah, this could cause you to have a divorce.
and of course, what were the other states? I know South Carolina and Texas.
Yeah, North Carolina and Texas. Yeah, there was several states. We appreciate all you guys. We really do. And I've said it before. We love you guys very, very much, and we really appreciate you guys listening and watching.
Yeah, if you have questions, don't hesitate to. If you're on Twitter, that's probably the best place to get me and Logan. Um, Either tweet us or send us a message or whatever if you have questions. Um, we're trying to educate folks, and that's why we do some of the stuff that we do. Some of the old episodes, the issues of Max, like today, stuff like that. There's just been cards since 1988 every year, multiple issues, multiple companies. I love Panini, but Upper Deck made some beautiful cards, and Max made some beautiful cards. Pinnacle. There's just all kinds of cool, different stuff. Uh, Hundreds of sets to choose from. So
Yeah, pro set, finish line, wheels. There's. I mean, the list goes on and on. There's so many beautiful cards. In fact, I even bought at the card show this past weekend. I bought a really nice Jeff Gordon collection that a guy had there, and it's got a lot of really cool inserts. And those things are. I mean, especially with the rainbow colors, it's beautiful. They're beautiful cards.
and then if you have some older cards, they're great to get sent through the mail to get
Yep.
autographs. So
Yeah, we have a lot of listeners that do TTM. I didn't buy these. He's doing a lot of I through the mail. So
yeah,
yeah,
he got
there's a
some
lot
nice
of them.
pennies back the other day.
Yeah, he did. He's got and I think Richard Petty's on this white marker craze because he's signing like everything in white marker now.
Well, I know, like not to get off on tangent, what he sent. I think he usually signs them in silver because they show better on that light blue.
Yeah,
So, but we've already gone way over.
man, this
We can keep
I'm
on
looking
talking,
at the
but
counter
anyway.
right now. We're over an hour and
Oh
42
my goodness, nobody's
minutes.
gonna listen to this show. It's
Um,
too long.
well,
Um,
it's you're gonna have to listen to it in spurts.
but anyway, so like I said, we do this to share the information, and if we can be of any help, just like I said, let us know. And if it's something that requires a lot of communication, where we can do a segment on the show about it. So we're always looking for subjects that everybody's interested in. If we don't get any feedback, then it's left to me or Logan to decide what we're going to talk about. So again, there's
Mhm.
just so many great issues and stuff like that to share with
Yeah,
everybody. So anyway, we can talk all night because we enjoy this very much. And again, sharing and giving. So yeah, we love you guys, and hope everybody has a great weekend watching races. And then we will be back next week to do our race recap and find out what else is great in King's Court. Maybe get some more big sales. We'll see,
you never know.
and we'll see if Max wins.
That's true. Yeah, Max. We talked a lot about Max tonight, and he's the other Max. But a couple things real quick. Hashtag skid marks, Ty freaking Gibbs, and hashtag Slapfire.
Live fire. All right, we're out of here. You hitting this live fire or no?
I thought you were going to do it. I can hit the slab fire here in just a second if I can find it. Here we go. Here comes some slab fire. There we go. Slab fire.
No, I got my finger on the outro.
Okay.
All right, we're out of here. We will catch you next week, guys and girls.
Thank you.